Hey everyone, welcome back to Meatycraft. As you can see, oh my gosh, Meaty, you made more changes. It's good. It's a work in progress. And what better platform is there than Meatycraft? So I know you guys probably aren't going to like some of the stuff I have, but it's not permanent necessarily. It's just more testing. Hello, microphone. Let's talk today. We need to do some mining. All right, we need to do some mining. Let's talk today about video settings and stuff like that. Not video settings, but what I've been doing. I know a lot of people ask me questions about, how do you do this? How do you do that? And there's not always the best information out there on YouTube or other places like forums. Oh my gosh, forums are crazy. So we're going to go over some of that stuff today. I'm going to tell you guys what I've been doing and like the problems and like what I've been trying to do and why and what I'm doing now. And it might be interesting to you guys just to kind of see some of the like behind the scenes type stuff of what's going on. Now, I'm probably going to look really pale because it's actually daytime and I've got my curtains open. So like right there's a giant window blasting on my face, trying to give good light to the camera. And we'll see how it goes. If I look pale, I look pale. Sorry. The sun, I love the sun, but the sun is not the best thing for you all the time. So let's get started. What we're going to do I'm just going to do some mining. It's easier to, let's see. I've got food. I got to get coal and stuff. It's easier to do mining and stuff like that when we're trying to talk about other things. So come here. Sword's almost dead, but that's okay. So here's the deal, all right, guys, and don't ask me, I don't know where this came from. I don't know why I decided all of a sudden to try this. Maybe I do a little bit. I don't know. So, people that stream, right? This is where kind of the whole premise started, the whole idea started, is when people live stream, okay? They live stream. They have overlays, different overlays like this. They have like on Twitch. There's subscriptions now, and there's donations. Donations are going crazy. Twitch must cost people so much more money to watch than YouTube, but it makes people are becoming full-time live streamers now because of this, because of subscriptions. You don't have to do any of that stuff, but you can actually subscribe for $5 a month to the channel. And what it does is, if you're a person who likes to really interact with chat and things like that, you get, a badge by your name, and you get other emoticons that you can use, emotes. And different, it's to make it more fun, right? At the cost of a little bit of money. And that money then helps out the streamer because really what happened is ad revenue from running ads on your live stream was wasn't what everybody thought. Oh my gosh, these guys are making so much money. Blah, 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 blah. It just wasn't that. So now the thing to do is to do subscriptions, which is done through Twitch, and then also people set up for donations. It's look, if you guys are really into the streamer and you want to donate to the channel, you can donate. And when nice. And when you donate, they'll have things that pop up on the screen. It'll say your name. You can also, it's a good way to, if say you want to talk to the broadcaster and, the chat maybe just, and as the person's playing, it's hard for them to look over and actually see, all the chat. So if there's something that you just want to say, for example, if I was doing it, you say, "Hey, Meaty, I'm loving this and awesome. You're so much fun to watch. I really enjoy it." Or "You brighten my day. You put a smile on my face." Something like that. Or if they're like, "Hey, I was wondering if if you ever thought about playing this game," or whatever, just something that you kind of wanted to say. Well, they let it pop up and it'll say, so-and-so donated, $3, and then there's a little message there, and they read it live, which is at first I didn't know where I stood on donations because I do YouTube, and YouTube's free. YouTube's free for you guys. You guys don't have to do anything but watch and enjoy videos. And then hopefully, for the work that we put in, that something comes back in return based off ad revenue. But there, it's like they're kind of like, forget that, we're going to do it this way, and then you can donate directly and affect how the streamer could actually make money. So, at first, like I said, I was a little up in the air about it, thinking, well, man, because it not because I thought it was wrong, not at all. It was something that I didn't do and I wasn't familiar with. So I'm like, if you think about it for a little while, it's like, well, it's still an option. It's not like you have to do anything. You can still watch for free. You don't have to do any of that stuff. But if you're like a really maybe dedicated fan, or you just want to do something, a lot of times donating or doing stuff like that makes you feel better as well. It's like, yeah, I was able to do something there. That's really cool. So I got one stick. 22. Classic, but I'm telling you guys, it's always there. It's always there. Anyway, so doing, seeing some of that stuff and kind of thinking about it and watching like the interactions, I'm like, man, before I go into that, the other thing is that some streamers, some like really like, the big streamers, maybe people who stream games that are more connection or more intensive on your computer, like maybe, I don't know, like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that. What they do is they'll have the PC like this one that they're playing on. Then they'll have another PC that they actually stream from, and they call them streaming PCs, right? It's like you just got a secondary PC that you're streaming from. What that does is that allows you to basically offload a lot of the processing and the work from the one computer that's running your game, offload all the processing to another computer, as well as the encoding for the live stream. Therefore, maybe your PC isn't the most beastly thing in the world, right? Let's say it's not the most beastly PC in the world. Well, that's fine, because you're dividing the work between two now, and that makes things a lot better. So I'm like, wow, what? I've always kicked around the idea of live streaming and stuff. I always go past this for some reason. I need to maybe do this, make it easier to say. This is where you don't go past. So I'm like, wow, there's some really good ideas that these guys are doing here. As far as, could I bring more entertainment value to this by implementing some of these things into a regular video. Now, I went a little farther with sound effects and stuff, and that's not all gone away. Believe me, you guys, I'm in the middle of testing a lot of things and trying a lot of different things out, and you get to see the results of the tests as we go, like along the way, right? So I'm like, what if I could do that? What if I could implement some of that into what I do? It's like what I do right now is, I play and record and do everything from one PC. I'm like, what if I could offload that instead of streaming it out? What if I could just record it over there? Because like OBS, which is Open Broadcaster Software, and XSplit, those are two of the primary software programs that people use to live stream. Well, both of those programs will also record locally, meaning you don't have to upload it to Twitch/Meatwagon22. You don't have to upload it and then, get it from there, because it's really it's really degraded at that point as far as quality goes. So you could live stream and record locally. So not only would you be streaming out, but you could record locally, and now you have it just like I'm recording here. Well, I'm like, okay, so what if I don't stream, but I only record locally using those streaming programs? And then I can add in sound effects. I could do, the troll face that I popped up there, things like that. So I tried that. I started on 7 Days to Die, and I did some on here as well. And everything works pretty good except the video quality. Now, I went out. Oh, this is what gets me. Oh, you know what? I didn't even... Oh, never mind. I didn't even start a timer on this because this is new again. We haven't even got to this. This may go across 2 episodes. I may just go all the way through because we're in the middle of a conversation here and divide it up into 2 if it goes longer. So bear with me on that, you guys. I think this is interesting, and I think some of you guys might find it interesting as well. So the only... What was I saying? Oh, the only problem I had was the video quality. And you guys, I know you guys saw it. That's why on 7 Days to Die, I actually stopped doing that and just went back to regular recording temporarily, which had no face cam, no sound effects. But on that one, it was like the game is so good. I really wanted to keep playing and doing my thing. So the game was so good, I didn't want to... 22. What can you do? You can't escape the 22. All right. So let's make an iron pick out of our 22 here for now. And I'm going to leave this here and this. Let's go back down there. 8. Man, I killed all those cows and pigs when we first started this, and had been pretty good with food. I'm going to have to get some more food pretty soon. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Boy, I get sidetracked easily, don't I? I think that's a funny, like, appealing thing. Like when you have certain people that you watch and stuff, like they have their little quirks, right? They have their own little quirks. And mine is trying to tell a story and jumping and getting sidetracked. But usually, eventually, I make my way back around to my original thought. Water's so good. Okay, so the video quality, I'm like, oh man. Oh, that's right, the smack in the face. So the video quality, I had an AverMedia Live Gamer HD. What that is it's a PCI card that actually goes into your computer like a graphics card, right? It slides in the slot and you can access it from the back of the PC. And what that does is you would run... Say if it was in the PC, let's talk about one PC control or 2, and 2 would be like what I was trying to do. One PC control is it would come out of your graphics card and go into the AverMedia card, then out of the AverMedia card up to your monitor. So what that does is instead of like DxTory, Fraps, and any of the other recording programs that you may or may not use, what that does is it encodes on the card rather than having your processor encode. So it was like it takes a lot of that stress off, like we were talking about. It's one way to do it. Like if you weren't going to run a second PC, you were going to run what's called a capture card instead of a software capture, which is what I do. I use software capture. DxTory is the program name. But if you're going to use a capture card, it unloads all that processing off from your processor onto your capture card. Okay? So I bought that a long time ago. I got that a long time ago. And because back then I was trying to do some stuff as well. I think I was going to live stream with it. And I just went the wrong way. And so I had it. So I tried it. I'm like, oh man, the video quality's not that good. Well, AverMedia had come out with a new one called the Extreme Cap U3, which was 1080p 60 FPS. Up until that point, all the other cards were, if they said 1080p, what they didn't tell you was only 30 FPS. Now, even though YouTube, now YouTube, I don't know, Twitch, I think, does 60 FPS now. Anyway, at the time, you could only do 30 FPS. So everyone's like, why do anything in 60? Well, I record everything in 60, especially zombies and stuff like that, where it's real fast action. That way, whether I upload it in 1080p or I upload it in 720p, it's always going to be 30 frames. But you'll never see any missed frames because I'm going full tilt boogie on the recording. Okay, so that's a little background. So I bought that other card. It was fairly new, so there wasn't a whole lot of info out there. And there never is. I never have good luck with things, like I said, forums and stuff like that. So I bought it. Now the new thing is not internal, it's external. So it's a little device, like, well, it's sitting on the floor over there right now, but it's a little device. It's not much bigger than, say, a cell phone, right? Like a cell phone. And what you do is it's USB 3.0 because of 1080p 60 FPS. It has to offload that information as fast as you can. So it uses a real USB 3.0. So what you do is you come into it with an HDMI. There's no out, right? So it's not a pass-through. What that means is, well, let me tell you how I set it up, and then you'll understand. So instead of going out to it, looping, and coming up to my monitor, I couldn't do that. So what I did was I duplicated my display, because I have 4 outputs off my graphics card. I have my regular, I usually use DisplayPort because I run 120 FPS, because I have Asus monitors that can do that. And it makes your gaming so much better. But that's another story. I know I'm probably confusing people. So what I did was I had to lower that to 60 and then duplicate, say, basically put out a mirror image of this what you see right here, not only on my DisplayPort or well, yeah, I'm using DisplayPort in this. Not only put out this image on my primary main monitor DisplayPort, but I also want you to duplicate it and put it out on the HDMI output of the graphics card. Where it's going? Well, right now it's going nowhere. But then I plug it into that device, and it shows exactly what this monitor sees. Okay, so I duplicated it. And that's all within Windows. You can do that. It's all within the... You just go right-click on your desktop, go to screen resolution, and you can do all the stuff I'm talking about. You can then you also, like if you run NVIDIA, which I run only NVIDIA, NVIDIA has a control panel where you can do some other stuff, which is like fine-tuning, which is really good. So I did all that. Now I've got a duplicated display that I'm outputting to this new fancy card or device, and I got the same exact results. Like I'm into video quality, so if I put something out, and I know I released some of them that weren't that good, especially on 7 Days to Die, and it was like really eating me up, and I'm like, man, I got to do something about this. So like, okay, temporarily I stopped doing that and I started doing regular recording. And then I did Meatycraft, and even some people were saying, even Minecraft, that's like the lowest graphics ever, but because I run texture packs, someone's like, Meaty, you really need to change your video settings. Like, they probably didn't understand what I was doing, because when I did this, you could actually see, like, if you were looking at a tree, you could actually see screen tearing, even though that wasn't happening on my monitor. It wasn't really happening. It was happening somewhere through the transition through the AverMedia card and the encoding to the other screen, and then it was recording that input, so it was recording that tear. I tried every single parameter that they had to change in there. I tried my Live Gamer HD. I tried the Extreme Cap U3. I also have an Elgato that I had for recording my consoles, right? And I could set it up the same way. HDMI in. Who cares if it's coming from a PC or a console? And I went in on that, and it did the same thing. It still did a little bit of screen tearing. The screen tearing I saw mostly on Minecraft, which is weird. But the quality, like, I just couldn't reproduce it. It might be the recording, the local recording of the broadcaster software, because primarily that stuff is used for live streaming, not necessarily local recording. That's kind of an afterthought. So, I'm not blaming the stuff. Both programs are awesome for live streaming. So anyway, so that's where I was at. That's where I'm at. When I say I went back, what I did was get rid of, like, here's my other, let's see if I can get this in here. Can you see the other? Here's the other mic right here. This mic right here. Can you see that? Hold on a second. This one right here was the other one that I was using. So I have two mics here. One is going into my mixer for all my sound effects and all that stuff. And ooh, lapis. I likes the blue lapis. And so I'm not using that one. That's like that was the mic I bought with my YouTube sent me like when I hit a milestone, they sent me a gift card for B&H Photo and Video. It's kind of like an Amazon. It's actually really good, you guys. Really good. they don't have nearly like what they have at Amazon. But if you're looking for, and I'm not sponsored, I'm telling you guys, like if I find something that I really like, I'll pass it on to you. Like if you're looking for microphones, webcams, you know, all kinds of stuff like that, it's really good. The prices, like, I don't know, the stuff I bought from them have been just a hair cheaper than Amazon. Their shipping was instantaneous. They use UPS. They don't use these cheap courier services. I gotta adjust my chair. They don't use these cheap courier services. Anyway, it's good. I still love Amazon though. Like I use Amazon a lot for stuff, but it's nice to have another thing too, so you can look at two different. What I found is they carried a lot more. They carried different stuff. Like if Amazon didn't have it, they had it. Maybe if it was a different line, a different brand, or maybe a more professional one, something like that. I found it at B&H Photo and Video. It's based out of New York, I think, but it's awesome. Anyway, why did I talk about that? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought again. So I ordered something from them. Anyway, I don't remember. Oh, I was talking about the YouTube thing. So they gave, like, I think it was at 100,000 subs. They gave me a $500 gift card to that place. And I'm like, what am I going to use this for? At the time, I was using the Blue Yeti mic. Well, I'm like, I want a super high quality broadcast mic. And I bought that microphone there, which it's an Electro Voice RE20. It's about $430 or something. But I felt like I'm not spending this money. It's not coming out of my pocket, so I'm not like, oh, that's a lot of money. But it was like kind of free money because I had a gift card and I had to spend something there. At the time, I didn't need anything else. So like, I want to get a really good mic. Well, me being not so in tuned with professional audio type equipment is that you can't just, that's not a USB mic, it's a XLR. An XLR is like what they plug into like guitars and music equipment. So you needed like these, what they call audio converters. You need these USB audio converters. Basically, it takes the XLR input and changes it to a USB, and you plug the USB audio interface. That's what it's called. USB audio interface. So it interfaces between the XLR microphone and your computer. Turns it into USB. I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. Well, it came in mono. Mono meaning single channel. So you would have heard it like only in one side. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.